Have you ever wondered if you could make money off of your website? Hi, my name is Amanda Pingle, and today I'm going to talk about selling ad space to monetize your website. Of course, there are lots of ways to monetize your website. Some websites sell stuff. Amazon.com sells books, and BoardGameGeek.com sells board games. Some websites use affiliate programs to sell other people's stuff. Steve Pavlina does this at stevepavlina.com. He describes a product and sends people to that website, and he gets a share of the profits when that product is sold. Some websites exist to sell the author's stuff. SethGodin.com sells Seth Godin's books, and IddyBiz.com is used to sell the marketing products that Naomi Dunford wrote. But today I'm going to talk about selling ad space. I'm sure you're familiar with this. Almost every website does it. If you go to your favorite website right now, I'm sure you'll find ads across the top or down the sides. Step 1 of monetizing your website using ads is to have a good site in the first place. Nothing in this video will help you unless your site is worth visiting. That means you need to have correct grammar and spelling. You need to have an easy-to-read layout and themes that make it easy for people to find your content. It needs to be easy to navigate so that people can get what they want. And when they get there, it needs to be high quality. This means it probably needs to be original. It's not worth the effort to go to your site to find content that they could get elsewhere. And it needs to be valuable. It's something that your customers want to see when they get there. Assuming you have a good website, the next step is to decide where you want to put your ads. This heat map is from Google AdSense, which we'll talk about in a moment, and it shows the areas where ads are most likely to be seen. The darker the section, the more likely an ad will be effective there. As you can see, right above the content tends to do best, followed by areas adjacent to the content, particularly on the left. But it's important to consider your readers and not just stick ads in the darkest areas of the heat map. How will your readers feel about having your message interrupted by ads? Where in your content are they most likely to click on an ad? Long how-to type articles often do best with ads at the end, when readers finish, take a deep breath, and think to themselves, now what? But if you annoy your readers with ads, they'll stop reading your website, and no traffic means no money. So always put the needs of your readers first. Once you have a good quality site and have decided where to put ads, the next step is to decide who's going to advertise on your site. Here you have two choices. You can sell ad space directly to potential advertisers, or you can let the sales be done through an intermediary like Google AdSense. The advantage of selling directly is that you have a lot of control over who advertises what on your site. You can select varying sizes or types of ads, and you always know what ads will come up for your readers. It's also easier to get steady income this way. The downside is that most advertisers want pretty high traffic numbers, around 500,000 visits per month, before they'll even look at you. If your traffic isn't yet that high, you may want to look at Google AdSense instead. Google AdSense is the companion program for Google AdWords. Where AdWords lets you buy advertising for your website, AdSense lets you sell advertising. So AdSense is letting you offer space for those people who are looking to advertise. Google automatically finds related ads and puts them in the blocks you designate. On the plus side, you don't have to do sales, and there's no traffic minimum. The only restrictions are on violent, offensive, or adult sites. The downside is that you have less control over what goes into the ads, although you can designate specific sites or ads that you don't want included. Let's take a look at what it takes to sell ads directly. The first thing you need to convince someone that they want to advertise on your site is to know who's visiting your site. Every piece of information you have on your visitors is a piece of information that can help convince a business that you've got the customers they want. So find out everything you can about the demographics of your visitors, their ages, genders, and locations. Find out what your customers do, what they like, and why they're coming to your site. The next step is to know your traffic patterns. How much traffic do you get, and when? Does it tend to be more on weekdays or weekends? Do you have a peak time of the month? You want to know the answers to these questions before they come up during a sales presentation. Once you know your visitors, decide on prospective advertisers. Who wants to sell stuff to your visitors? Remember that you're not targeting your visitors themselves. They already come to your website and they don't need to advertise. What you're looking for is a business that has the same target market as your website. So if your website is about surfing, you want to look at surfboard manufacturers because you're both targeting surfers. If you write a blog about running a small business, you'll want to look at insurance providers, lawyers, and consultants who are also looking for small business clients. Once you've done your prep work, selling ad space is just like selling anything else. You need to contact your prospects, and once you've contacted them, demonstrate that you can help them. This is where your research comes in handy. You have traffic numbers and visitor profiles to convince your advertisers that you can really help them reach their target market. Once you've convinced them, negotiate the product and the price. How big an ad will they be buying, and where will it be on your website? And how will they be paying you? Common methods are to pay per click. That is, you get paid for every person that clicks on their ad. Another method is to pay per impression, or sometimes per 1,000 impressions. Every time their ad is shown, you get some money. Or possibly you could get paid per action. Every time a customer fills out a form to be contacted by that company, you get a bigger cut of that deal. But maybe you don't feel up to the direct sales effort, or maybe your website is just a hobby and you don't want to put in that much time. In that case, Google AdSense can be a good alternative. AdSense is easy to set up. First, you have to apply to the program and give them about 24 hours to look over your website and verify that it meets the requirements. Then you select the product that you want to sell, where you want it to be on your page, how big of an ad, whether you want image or text, the color and the format, and so on. Once you've decided that, they'll give you HTML code, which you copy into your website's code source. After about 10 minutes, the ad should be showing, and that's all there is to it. So selling ads can be a way to monetize your website. It can be used by itself or in conjunction with the other methods that we talked about at the beginning. Your website has to be worthwhile first, or no one will ever see the ads. And you need to experiment with ad placement, size, and style to figure out what works best for your site and your readers. After that, you can sell space directly or use AdSense. Ready to take the next step? These are the websites that I found helpful in creating this video.